Decision 2016 coverage now. Two of the three Republican candidates for president campaigned in Wisconsin today.
John Kasich was in Wauwatosa. We'll have more on that in just a moment, but we'll begin with Ted Cruz and his wife. They are making headlines with their response to what they call a threat from Donald Trump. The firestorm began last night when Trump accused Cruz of being behind an ad that showed a picture of his wife Melania. And now he's going after Mrs. Cruz, who was in Waukesha today. Julia Fellow was with her and begins our coverage.
Another Trump tweet sends Twitter on fire. This time the billionaire writes, quote, "Be careful, Lion Ted, or I will spill the beans on your wife." Hi, how are you? Heidi Cruz responded to the so-called threat today in Waukesha.
Well, Julie, as you've correctly articulated, that didn't come at all from our campaign. In no way, shape, or form we related to it.
Mrs. Cruz, what was Donald Trump talking about?
You know, as I said, you probably know by now that most of the things that Donald Trump says have no basis in reality.
She made time in her stop to thank supporters at the Waukesha headquarters.
Thank you for doing that. I can assure you this morning that you are working for the right candidate.
Taking one more jab at the frontrunner as she makes the case for her husband.
Listening to others and asking for good advice. And so you don't have a candidate that crams before debates.
While Mrs. Cruz worked to stay above the fray.
It's men of virtues, and the founder said if you don't have men of virtue, this thing's going to fall apart.
Her fierce supporters did not have a filter.
I do not know what's wrong with that man.
I told her I lose sleep if I watch Donald Trump late at night.
I think the spouse is important, so let's look at Donald Trump's spouse. You know, she posed nude for a magazine.
That was Julia Fellow reporting.